I'm jamming, people. I'm jamming. What's going on? What's going on? Welcome, welcome. This is the first show in December. First show in December. Motivate to Activate. Mike live with you once again here on this excellent Monday evening. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm drained, but I'm consistent. I'm consistent. Listen, people. Once again, quick 10-minute show. I thought it was interesting. Over the last couple of weeks, I have been delving into sales. And one of the things that was brought up in sales last week during a session that I had, we were talking about the DISC profiles, Now, we all know the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Well, in sales, the rule is do unto others as they would like to have be done unto themselves. Meaning that you need to treat people the way that they want to be treated, not exactly how you want to be treated. And it was interesting because it was kind of like a light bulb that went off in my head, because for so long, I thought that things had to be done, or rather, the way that I did things were the best ways to do things. And it's not true. It's not true. So I wanted to go into, so now as I continue on this journey of knowing and understanding sales, one of the things that pops up is this personality. There's four types. There's four different personalities. There's the dry, and I'll get into them because I actually do have something to share with you guys. So if you bear with me, there's four different personalities, and can you all guess what personality I am? I guess I need to share with you the personalities that there are, and then I'll show you, because I did take a DISC personality maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, actually longer than that. And it rings true. It rings true. So I'm hoping that you all can see this. If you can, let me see a one in the chat. While you all look at it, I'm going to make sure. I'm need to stop checking out my text messages, but let me go and make sure that I'm able to see this. I'm doing everything. Okay, perfect. I can. So if you can see it, put a one in the chat. I'm checking out my text messages, but Miss Anita, what's going on? Make sure that you're able. It's my accountability partner right there, and I still owe you. My script. Okay, so I wanted to start off with this, and it's interesting that I feel like a lot of people don't know about these different personalities, and it's very important, because oftentimes we think, we kind of think from the outside, or excuse me, from the inside out, and we feel as if people are similar to us when we all have different. I'm seeing if I have I thought I saw some comments. We all have like different ways of interacting and doing things, and how we like things to be done. And when you're in sales, and really just generally sales, because essentially sales is just a relationship, right? So just relationship and sales, all of these things essentially kind of, they're one and the same. So the more that you know about yourself, the more that you know about other people, the easier it is to get along, right? The easier it is to get along. And we kind of spoke about this. If you didn't check out Community Beacon on Friday with me and Joel, Fridays at 6:30, go and check the replay. It was an awesome show. We were talking about values. So let's get into it. The DISC personality. So there's four different types of personalities. Some of us tend to be higher in one, and then we have like a little bit of the other, etc., and back and forth. And sometimes in different situations, different personalities can come out. But for the most part, we all tend to be one, a personality, and probably like a little bit of other personality. And I'll tell you mine, but let's just go through this and see if you can guess which one mine is. And then you can kind of go in through and see which one yours is. And actually the best thing to do is actually go have yourself do a DISC personality test. I think Tony Robbins does one, which actually I did ones on years ago, and it's free. So do it. Let me see what Jason says. I'm INFJ. Jason, I think the INFJ is a bit different from the DISC personality. I forget what test the INFJ is because I know I have mine as well, and I forget which one mine is. But in regards to the DISC personality, here's the first one for the D, and the DISC personality stands for driver. And we'll go through it. The strengths of a driver: they're determined, they're objective, they're independent, they're persistent, they're strong-willed, efficient, makes decisions quickly, loves and values action, and very bottom-line oriented. The challenges of a driver are that they're insensitive, they're dominating, and they're rushed and impatient. That's what you're going to get out of the driver. Tend to be confrontational, money motivated. I don't think these are challenges, but they're analytical. The drivers and analyticals have the biggest challenges, can move too fast, which can lead to carelessness. That's the driver. Okay, that's the D. Common careers, which I thought was dope, was managers, executives, CEOs, small business owners, law enforcement, attorneys, athletes, independent contractors. It says lots of realtors end up being drivers. I don't know. I don't know if a lot of realtors are drivers. That's what this thing states, though. Mine's for the value, but I think tests are. I will take. Yeah, DISC. It's DISC personality quiz, Jason. Then we're going to get down into the influencers. Influencers tend to be persistent, strong-willed, outgoing, spontaneous, exciting, fast decision makers, natural salesperson. I can see that. They have the easiest time succeeding in sales, yet have the hardest time succeeding at a high level. Relatable. The challenges are they're outspoken. They need validation and applause, sometimes too opinionated, can be manipulative because they're natural salespeople. Extreme emotions usually, and so you can be and what you're going to see when you, especially when you take the test, you can be a high D, high I, high D, low I, etc. So like I said, some of these aren't exactly like, you're not just one in totality, but one tends to, you tend to be one more than the other. Here for the influencer or the I, the most common careers, and remember, like, a lot of people have kind of, for lack of a better word, bastardized this test. So they have all different names. Essentially, it all comes back to this DISC test, but they've changed the D's and the I's and S's and the C's to different things. I've heard some people call the I's the flamingos. I've heard some people call the D's pilots, or etc. So everyone wants to make their own thing, but this is where it all derives from. So you got the most common careers: retail, flight attendants, recruiters, etc. We get to the S. The S tends to be the most. There are more S's in the world than anything else, and that's the amiable personality style. Their strengths: they're agreeable, they're friendly, they're great listeners, they value harmony, very warm personality, team players, selfless, and giving. So for the most part, most of us tend to know S's. Drivers are the least amount. There's only 9%. Only 9% of the people in the world are high drivers, high D's. I want to say they said it was like it might be like close to 60% of the people in the world are amiable. I'll get the exact stats for you if you need them. Seeks acceptance too much. These are the challenges: need for approval, avoids conflict, slow in taking. Oh my God, I know. I'm thinking about one right now. Slow to make decisions because they're generally indecisive. Because if they have to make a decision, someone is going to get upset. It's frustrating for me. So an amiable personality is frustrating. So that's tough because most people are amiables. And then, so obviously you all know I'm not an amiable. Loves living in their box, in their comfort zone, can lack ambition and hates rejection. For an amiable to be in real estate and be I would say for an amiable to be in real estate, they would have to work with a driver. They have to work with someone who's going to get them business. But once the driver gets them business in real estate, then they can make a lot of money. Here's the problem. The people who get the business make the most amount of money. So that means that an amiable is going to be left at a driver's discretion or influencer's discretion, because I'm going to pay you what I feel like I need to pay you. And how much are you going to pay people to open up doors? I mean, I'm sure they have long lasting relationships, but they won't go out and get business because of they hate rejection. I wouldn't even say that they lack ambition. I'm sure they have, but they would rather. Well, I guess ambition, that's the entire point of it. But if you lack rejection, it's going to be hard for you to get business in a sales role. They have to see it right here. It has the highest chance of succeeding if they can get over their fear of rejection. Fear of rejection is tough. Even for drivers tend not to really, I guess it doesn't affect drivers as much, the rejection, but drivers don't want to be rejected. They just do the things in spite of. And then the last letter of the disc is the C, the analytical. Jason, I think if I had to guess, pinpoint it, I'd probably put you at analytical. Very logical and fact-based. You probably a high C. Maybe. I could be wrong. Take the test. Tony Robbins, it's free. If you look it up on Google, Tony Robbins personality assessment, you can get of course it'll upgrade you because Tony is a salesperson. But you'll be able to get the basic version. So now you have your C, which is the analytical. Very logical and fact-based, dependable, punctual, organized, precise, systematic, a perfectionist. The challenges for a C, they overanalyze, so you get analysis paralysis, which means that you take on all this information and you don't exactly do anything. Another thing about analyticals is that they like to over-explain. I've noticed a lot of analytical people, they over-explain everything, and that's they like to have the stats, which I like. They avoid confrontation. They have a very dry sense of humor. They can be chatty only if they're talking about something they are passionate about. When they know a topic inside and out, and when they have mastered a topic, they can go on about it. Very true. They're indecisive because they need a lot of information. For analyticals, when you, especially in real estate, when I come across an analytical, which is fine, I love it because I like numbers. You can't say just about. You can't say you can't just pull things out of thin air. You got to have the numbers. Right there it says low on emotion. They have trouble with versatility, which I need to figure out what that is. And the adverse to change. They don't like change. It's interesting. Common professions for an analytical, and I know a couple: engineers, CPAs, computer workers, pilots. Doctors. They need the numbers. Engineer and CPA, you can definitely see. I advise each and every one of you to go and take this DISC personality test. Not only take it because you want to know what you are, but you want to know what you want to be able to identify other people. Because I'm telling you, once you can identify others and you can do unto them how they would like to be done unto them, talk to them the way that they want to be spoken to, it's a game changer in any relationship. In any relationship, if you can figure out what those people are, and then and you know who you are, because you would have taken this test, and you can kind of start to treat people in that kind of way, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. Let me get back to this screen. Perfect. Here I'm back, and I'm going to show you my The one that I took with Tony Robbins years ago. Years ago. I don't know. I wish I could tell you when it was. Is this it? I think so. Boom. So I mean, right now it's saying that I'm a high D, high S, which I that's interesting to be amiable, and then low C and analytical. I probably would switch this out. So that's interesting because me myself, I'm a driver. Bottom line, people. And I used to go into presentations with that attitude. And I got a lot of it just because, especially if you're dealing with an amiable, like they just kind of let you go. So if I go into a meeting or a presentation and I'm with an amiable, it's gonna be like I will. But if I go into if I go into a meeting with a C, there'll probably be more conflict because a C wants a presentation, exact numbers, exact this. There's no room for what I would call like your personality to be charismatic. A C kind of doesn't care about charisma. So a C, you want it. But if I go into a meeting being a driver, going into a meeting with an amiable, because they're just going to back down anyways. They're going to give me what I want. Going into it with an influencer, if I'm a driver, an influencer, as long as you flatter them, they'll go with and they want to go with you anyway, especially if you're driving. If you have a vision, you're going in a certain direction, you can take an influencer with you because as long as you give them the credit or you let them be the face of it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And so this Tony Robbins, like I thought it was decent. It was real. Of course, it can get more in depth. I think it was like $40 or $50 for the next one up, but just to kind of get an understanding of who you are and also get an understanding of what other people are, I totally advise people to check out this this DISC assessment. I believe Eric Thomas also does a DISC assessment as well. So you can check Eric Thomas out. Listen, know thyself. At the end of the day, this is what I'm encouraging you people, especially going into this new year. Know thyself. And there's some DISC assessments. I think Eric Thomas, his situation with the DISC assessment is that if you take it, you can also get coaching with it, which is nice. I think it's like $150 or something. So you get the DISC assessment, and then you take the you get the coaching for whatever reason, and just do one session because you just want to know about yourself, and then you can kind of take that and go out into the world. If you haven't done it, you need to do it. If you are in sales, please pay attention because I knew about it, but I wasn't really using it. And now that I'm using it and I'm having a lot of different phone conversations, a lot of things change. You got to see my hands. My hands are moving everywhere. A lot of things change in your conversations. Because if I can identify what it is that these people want, and more importantly, how I need to communicate it, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to give people, solve their problems, give them what they want. But if I can't communicate it to them, it doesn't make a difference. So that's it, man, for this today's show. Go get your DISC assessment. You can do it online for free. Like I said, you can also pay for the coaching. How about that? How about you this Christmas? This Christmas, you invest in yourself. $150. Go get the assessment done. There's a couple people around here who actually do it. I'm sure Joel may do it. I know Mariska Coscarelli. She's a Facebook friend of mine. I know she does it. You should go check her out because she's excellent at coaching as well. So check out Maritza. And I believe she does do the DISC assessment. Figure out what it is. Give yourself the gift of knowing yourself. It's going to last a lifetime. Knowing that I am a driver, knowing how to approach people who are influencers, knowing how to approach people who are amicable, steady is what they call it. That's the S stands for. And the C, which is analyticals, knowing how to approach these different people, it makes your business a lot better. It makes you understand people because everyone does not interpret things or feel things the way that you do, right? If I'm a driver and I'm only 9% of the population, there's 91% of the population that does not identify with why I just want bottom line. What's the bottom line? Why am I getting all this information? How fast can we get to solve the problem, right? Listen, that's it. I love you guys. Listen, last message, divest yourself of these negative influences in your life. Where did that come from? I don't know. Divest yourself. Make 2022 the best year of your life. How do you do that? Get around positive people who are moving in the direction that you are moving in or would like to move in. If you have any questions, if you know anyone who's looking to buy or sell real estate or invest in real estate, please send them my information. A referral is like one of the best things that you can do for me. And we're going to end like that. I love you guys. Friday, 6:30, Community Beacon. Check in.